Hey guys, welcome to my channel, School of Van Horne. This is my last installment of the 8-week series, Weddings 101 according to School of Van Horne. I hope you've been with me along the way and that you've learned a few things. If you haven't, definitely check out my other videos so you can hear some of my tips and tricks on how to make your big day the big event that it's meant to be. Today's topic is probably my most important topic, and it is all about surviving the big day. So you've done all the planning you can do, and now the day has come and you need to survive what is going to be one of the biggest parties you're going to throw in your entire life. So let's get started. First thing I want to talk about is the schedule. So you've probably planned everything out, but I definitely want you to make sure that you're leaving room for any delays. You're not going to want to have things back to back. If your schedule only works if everything falls into place, I can tell you right now, there are major flaws in that schedule. Another big tip for you ladies out there, do not cut corners on hairstylists and makeup artists. If you have one person who's supposed to do 9 girls' hair and one person that's going to beat the face of 9 of your bridesmaids, I can tell you right now, you're going to get delayed. Each face is different, everybody has different hair, and believe me, you're going to want at least more than one individual responsible for getting everyone together. Now, something I often hear people say is that they don't eat because they're stressed out and they're running around. Take time to eat. Trust me, it's one of the most important things you can do. You do not want to be starving and you don't want to be sitting there sipping champagne with nothing in your stomach, because I can tell you right now, your day's going to pivot real quick. No, really, eat. And of course, most importantly, let it go. You can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. And believe me, at this point, there's probably nothing you can do to prevent anything else from going wrong. So you need to just enjoy the day. But let's actually talk about this for a second. What does it mean to just enjoy the day? It doesn't necessarily mean that you're supposed to be completely yourself and bubbly all day. It's okay to have nerves, and that's totally fine. I get nervous as a planner, and I've done 50 weddings a year for 9 years. But it's how you handle that stress that's gonna make a difference. So first off, I want you to pick somebody who's going to be your calming person. Now, naturally, you may think to yourself, it's definitely your maid of honor or your best man, but that isn't necessarily the case. And let's be honest, some of you picked your best man and your maid of honor because of politics. You know it's true. So what I want you to do is pick one person that's gonna be with you all day, that you know you're gonna be able to look to if you start getting stressed out, who's gonna make you laugh and calm you down. If you're not laughing your way through it, then what is the point? You're spending all this money and then you're gonna be stressed out and not enjoy yourself for half the day? Come on now. You definitely don't wanna waste your time being upset about the little things, and trust me, half of what you think you're gonna care about, they're all little things at the end of the day. Another big reason that you're going to want to make sure that you're staying calm and enjoying yourself is because everybody feeds off of you. And I've said this in my other videos, but I'm going to stress it again. The whole day is everyone staring at you. And if you're in a miserable mood or you're not enjoying yourself, then other people around you are going to feel on edge. You didn't plan this whole party for your guests to enjoy themselves, for you to be miserable and make them uncomfortable. And believe me, when you have all of your friends and family in the same room, there's a good chance that something could set you off. So you want to make sure that you're expecting to be at least some form of uncomfortable throughout the day. And that's completely normal. But again, if you've had something good to eat and you make sure that you're enjoying yourself and that the schedule wasn't planned too tight, you're guaranteed to just go with the flow. Also, something else I want to talk about is your bridal party. I see a lot of my couples get annoyed by what their bridal party is doing, and that isn't necessarily that big of a deal. At the end of the day, this isn't their wedding. They're there to support you. They're going to be excited. They're going to be happy to see everybody. They're going to be running around, and they may be exactly where you want them to be when you want them to be, but chances are they're going to get carried away in the celebrations, and you might have to wrangle them a few times. That's completely normal. It's gonna happen. But you getting annoyed isn't gonna put everybody where they're supposed to be. There's literally nothing you can do but enjoy yourself. And the sooner you realize that, the more you're gonna enjoy your day. Let's talk about family. Family is amazing. They're great to have around, but they can be extremely annoying. And especially if your nerves are kind of on edge, chances are everyone who kind of slightly annoyed you is gonna annoy you a lot. Believe me. So how do you handle family? You don't. It's your day. You just enjoy yourself. Don't concern yourself with what everybody's doing, and make sure that you've allotted at least one person on either side of the family who's gonna deal with the family. Have somebody who's gonna be the go-to person for information and who's gonna answer questions. This isn't just necessarily your bridal party. You want it to be an actual family member. I always tell my couples to choose the most aggressive person in their family who isn't afraid to tell people how it is, and trust me, you may find them the most important person on your wedding day. So let's say you keep your cool, you make it through the day, you get to your ceremony, and now the ceremony's over and you're heading into pictures. Pictures is the first spot that's definitely gonna drive you crazy, even if you've held it together all day. You would be surprised what it's like having to genuinely smile for 2 straight hours or an hour or however long you have to take your pictures. And believe me, when you have a camera shoved in your face and people are telling you to act natural and be intimate with your partner, you'd be surprised how you turn into stone. And suddenly your cheeks hurt and the only thing you don't wanna do is smile. That's okay, just make sure you've got a tight photography list with only the essential photos that you need and give that to your photographer in advance. Then make sure that in between pictures, you're not smiling and laughing, you're just kind of resting your face, breathing, make sure you get a drink if you need it, make sure you eat something if you need to eat again, and just kind of take it easy throughout that time because you're definitely gonna get annoyed if you push yourself too hard. So now pictures are done and you're at your reception and there's 200 people looking your way wanting your attention. Not a problem. Just make sure you're cordial and polite to people. Talk to somebody, but don't get stuck in long conversations if you've got things to do. Just smile. Always find somebody who you can give that one look to and they'll pull you away if you get stuck in a long conversation with someone who hasn't seen you in 10 years. Because believe me, that's gonna happen a lot. And you'd be surprised what people wanna talk about on your wedding day and how they wanna reminisce and take a trip down memory lane. No problem, very sweet people. I'm just saying, maybe keep conversations to a minimum and make sure you're circulating through the room so you don't feel bad for not visiting anybody. Now, one big thing that I see at every wedding is once dinner's over and it hits a certain point in the night, the couple spends their entire night saying goodbye. Say your goodbyes in your speech. Now, this may seem rude, or you may think that people have traveled, they've brought you, envelopes and they've been celebrating your day and the least you can do is say goodbye to them. But believe me, if everybody leaves at different times, you're gonna spend your whole night going person to person saying goodbye. And nobody likes goodbyes, especially not at a hype party. So what you're gonna wanna do is put a little saying at the end of your speech that says, I'm probably not gonna get a chance to say goodbye to you all, but believe me, it means the world to me that you're here. Nobody can fault you for being on the dance floor and enjoying yourself and not coming off to say goodbye to somebody. And if they can fault you for that, you probably didn't want them there in the first place. Trust me. Something else that's really important is plan your exit in advance. That means assigning things to people who are gonna take items home for you so that you're not spending the end of your wedding packing up a bunch of boxes and taking everything home. You may think you're gonna be fine or say things like, I'm not gonna drink that much because it's my wedding day, so I'll be fine. But at the end of a long day of you smiling and shaking everyone's hand, you're not gonna wanna sit there and pack up boxes and be the one who's taking home your signing book or your seating chart. Make sure that you've got these things assigned to people so that when the time comes that you get to leave, the two of you just grab your purse, grab your bag, and you guys make your way out the door. Do not make yourself responsible for loading up a car, a truck, or anything. You guys need to make the great escape, and somebody else should be willing to stick around and pack everything up for you. So let's wrap it up. Make a realistic schedule, allow for delays, make sure you have enough hair and makeup people so that your morning isn't too tight. Eat, eat, eat. And when you think you're done eating, eat something else. Pick somebody who's gonna advocate for you and make sure you're not stuck in senseless conversations. Tell everyone that you're happy to see them, but that you'll say goodbye to them another time in your speech, and then hit the dance floor, dance the night away, and when the time comes, just grab your bag, hit the car, cab, limo, whatever your transportation is, and make your way back home. That wraps it up. That's how you survive your big day. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series. It's been a lot of fun to create. I can't wait to move on to other topics, so definitely stick by my channel as there's going to be more things coming at you. Is there anything I didn't cover in the 8-week series about weddings that you want me to talk about? Leave a comment, like, comment, subscribe, and definitely tell me if there's anything that I can let you know from my years of doing events and my expertise. If you want to send me a question, you can reach me at schoolofvanhorne@gmail.com and I will hit you back with some insight. Thank you so much for watching.